एवरीवन वेलकम टू माय यूट्यूब चैनल द सोलफुल डायरी। आज की वीडियो में हम बात करेंगे कुशवंत सिंह की नॉवल अ हिस्ट्री ऑफ सिक्स के बारे में। कुशवंत सिंह के बारे में पहले ही हम एक वीडियो में डिस्कस कर चुके हैं जिसका लिंक डिस्क्रिप्शन में। चलिए शुरू करते हैं आज की वीडियो। चलिए अब नॉवल को डिस्कस करते हैं। हिस्ट्री ऑफ सिक्स इज रिटन इन वेरी सिंपल इंग्लिश विदाउट एनी लिटरेरी embellishments as befits straightforward history telling. Very well researched. Over one-fourth of this 400-page tome is taken up with appendices, a lengthy bibliography, and a detailed index. In the main body of the book, footnotes take up a sizable part of each page. Sikhism was born out of conflict between Islam and Hinduism in late medieval India, when there was a desperate need for a bridge between the two faiths. Nanak was a unique individual who, unusually for Indians of his time, was well travelled and curious to know more and more. On the foundations laid Guru Nanak, various gurus developed the nascent faith through sacrifice and fortitude until I finished this book, I had no idea of the amount of bloodletting and massacres that accompanied the growth of Sikhs. Some of it reminded me of stories of the growth of Christianity and its martyrs and saints. The Mughals who allowed Akbar started a policy of persecuting the Sikhs after the murder of the fifth Guru Arjun Mal by Emperor Jahangir. His successor gurus slowly turned the community towards the path of militancy, starting with Guru Har Gobind, Guru Har Rai, Guru Har Krishan, and Guru Tegh Bahadur. Sikh militancy and fortitude grew. It was Guru Gobind Singh, the 10th Sikh Guru, who formally created the Khalsa and prescribed five emblems: case and short hair and beard, kanga, comb in the hair to keep it tidy, catch, knee-length trousers, kara, a steel bracelet, kirpan, a short sabre for each Sikh. Sikh resistance to persecution was now formal. Before he was assassinated, Guru Gobind Singh charged a mystic named Lachman Das to continue the resistance against the Mughals. Renamed Banda, Lachman Das achieved a great success, and the Mughal Emperor Bahadur Shah had to order general mobilization of forces to counter Banda, who outlived Bahadur Shah. However, Bahadur Shah's successor Jahandar Shah bore Banda's forces down and captured him. Torture and execution followed, as was the norm for captured Sikh leaders. The Sikhs and the Marathas contributed to the decline of the Mughals. After the Mughals became weak, the great Persian ruler Nadir Shah invaded India. Lured by its fabulous wealth, Nadir Shah's invasion broke the back of Mughal rule in India. On his way back to Persia, Sikh bands plundered Nadir Shah's baggage train, which was loaded with loot. The Sikhs liberated many Indian prisoners who were being taken to Persia by Nadir Shah. Nadir Shah was followed by the Afghan Ahmad Shah Durrani, also called Abdali, who invaded India 9 times. Initially, Abdali's main enemy was the Mughal ruler, who for a brief period took assistance from the Sikhs in fighting Abdali. However, Abdali's fifth invasion was meant to crush the Marathas, who were helping the Mughals fight the Afghans. The Marathas were trounced by the Abdali's Afghans in Panipat on 14th January 761. The Sikhs stood by and watched. Muslims of northern India, the Rohillas, and Shujadullah, the ruler of Awadh, helped the Afghans. It was indeed a period of shifting loyalties. After the Sikhs became powerful, and soon they were the most prominent power in Punjab. Until the Sikhs became powerful, the torture visited on Sikhs were abominable. Entire villages burnt and pillaged. Many mass public execution, usually at the horse market, victims dispatched from the earth with blows from wooden mallet. Children of leaders like Banda hacked to death in front of their parents. The Harminder at Amritsar was blown up so many times, and the sacred pool filled with the entrails of slaughtered cows. Each time the indomitable Sikhs would clean up and renovate the Harminder and the sacred pool. Abdali's sixth invasion led to what the Sikhs call the Vada Galughara, the Grain Massacre, when in February 1962 A fleeing group of 30,000 Sikhs were attacked and most of them were killed. Within a few months of the massacre, the undaunted Sikhs had inflicted a defeat on the Afghan Faujdar of Sirhind, and by that autumn they had cleaned up the Harminder in time for Diwali. The Chota Galughara, a lesser massacre, had taken place in June 1946, shortly before Abdali's first invasion. The Sikhs had killed the brother of Lakhpat Rai, the Mughal viceroy. In the course of fighting in retaliation, around 7,000 Sikhs were rounded up and killed. Kushwant Singh tells us the story of the Sikhs and the story of Punjabi nationalism and consciousness, and it is easy to see why should be so. Other than the Sikhs, who were all Punjabis, no other Punjabi community, neither the Hindus nor the Muslims, carried with them a Punjabi identity. Finally, when Ranjit Singh created his empire, it was an inclusive one, and Punjabis of all faiths were welcome in it. At the height of its power, the Sikh kingdom under Ranjit Singh included Kashmir and Ladakh. Even though the Sikhs fought to clear Punjab of all outsiders such as the Mughals and Afghans, they never considered joining up with the Marathas to fight the British. During Ranjit Singh's time, a Maratha Sikh alliance did appear to a faint possibility, but neither party was willing to take the first move. It is tantalizing to imagine what could have happened if such an alliance had been worked out and used to fight the British. No, let me not digress and travel a dream world. There was no such alliance. In fact, even when Ahmad Shah Abdali was fighting the Marathas during the Third Battle of Panipat, in which the Marathas were trounced, the Sikhs were only curious bystanders. The Sikhs even fought brief battles with the Gurkhas. Kushwant Singh does not explain the obvious that at the point in time there was no concept of Indianness anywhere in the subcontinent. Like Akbar, Ranjit Singh was also a superb horseman who usually spent 10 hours of day in the saddle. Ranjit Singh too did not let matters of state prevent him from enjoying women. He had many wives. Unlike Akbar, though Ranjit Singh was a hypochondriac who was constantly on the lookout for cures and medicines, Sikhism sought to be faith which does not have many of the faults which Hinduism had. How far did the Sikhs succeed in their A pointer to this would be the fact about Ranjit Singh died. Four of his wives committed sati. Kushwant Singh, quoting other sources such as Lahore Akbar, describes Ranjit Singh's funeral thus: having arrived at the funeral pile of sandalwood, the corpse was placed upon it. Rani Gooden sat down by the side and placed the head of the deceased on her lap, while other Ranis with 7 slave girls seated themselves around with every mark of satisfaction or in their countenances. The Brahmins performed their prayers from the Shastras. The priests of the Sikhs did the same from their holy scriptures called Guru Granth Sahib, and the Muslim accompanied them with their Ya Allah, Ya Allah. The prayers lasted nearly an hour. At 10 o'clock, nearly the time fixed by the Brahmins, Kushwant Singh set fire to the pile, and the ruler of the Punjab, with 4 Ranis and 7 slave girls, was reduced to ashes. Ranjit Singh was a great ruler, and Sikhism was meant to be simple religion without unnecessary rituals. Still, 11 women had to be killed on Ranjit Singh's funeral pyre. Characters: Kushwant Singh's A History of Sikhs features a diverse range of characters included in the 10 Sikh Gurus, especially Guru Nanak and Guru Gobind Singh. Historical figures like Maharaja Ranjit Singh and Banda Singh, and even influential figures from the Mughal and Afghan empires such as Akbar, Nadir Shah, and Ahmad Shah Abdali. The book also explores the contribution of groups like the Singh Sabha while detailing the lives of ordinary people in the second half of the 18th century. The Sikh Gurus: Guru Nanak Singh, the founder of Sikhism, whose life and teachings are described in the first volume. The 9 subsequent Gurus: their vital contributions in shaping and developing the Sikh religion are detailed. Guru Gobind Singh, the transformation of the Sikhs from a pacifist sect to the militant Khalsa under his leadership is a central focus. Historical figures: Maharaja Ranjit Singh, the powerful Sikh ruler who unified Punjab and established a vast empire. Singh describes him as a fascinating one-eyed man with a petite face similar in some ways to Emperor Akbar. Banda Singh, a key figure whose attacks on the Mughal Empire are discussed along with his role in the early Sikh movement. Influential figures from the other empires: Emperor Akbar. Kushwant Singh draws parallels between Akbar and Maharaja Ranjit Singh, noting their shared appreciation for beauty, music, and literature. Nadir Shah and Ahmad Shah Abdali. The text covers the marauding attacks of these figures on Sikh caravans, group and individuals in society. The Singh Sabha, the establishment of this reform movement and its impact on social reforms within Sikh culture are explored. Ordinary Sikhs. The book also discusses the broader Sikh community, examining their resilience, struggles, and cultural shift, including the impact of Hindu influences like casteism. Themes: Kushwant Singh's A History of Sikhs explores key themes including the Sikh struggle for survival as a distinct community, the spiritual and social reforms of the Gurus, the transformation into the militarized Khalsa, the rise and fall of the Sikh Empire under Maharaja Ranjit Singh, the impact of British rule, the pivotal events of the 1947 partition and its aftermath, the importance of Sikh identity and Punjabi nationalism, and the challenges and evolution of the community in modern India and the diaspora. Sikh struggle for survival and identity, community and distinction. A central theme in the Sikh community, persistent struggle for survival as a separate religious and cultural entity distinct from other Indian communities. Resistance to dominance. The history details resistance against external forces, including Muslim rulers, the British expansion, and absorption by a renaissance Hinduism in the post independence era, religious and spiritual development. Founding Gurus. The book traces its origin of Sikhism to the teachings of Guru Nanak and the spiritual and social reforms of the subsequent Gurus. The Khalsa, crucial element in the establishment of the Khalsa by Guru Gobind Singh, which transformed the Sikh community into a cohesive entity with a distinct spiritual and cultural identity, moving from a pacifist to a militant tradition. Guru Granth Sahib, the significance and centrality of the Sikh holy book, the Guru Granth Sahib is also emphasized. Political and empire building. The Sikh Empire, the rise of the powerful Sikh Empire under Maharaja Ranjit Singh and its eventual fall to the British is a significant part of the narrative. Punjabi nationalism. Singh argues that the story of the Sikhs is deeply intertwined with Punjabi nationalism and the consciousness, with the brief inclusion of other faiths in Ranjit Singh's empire. Colonialism and partition. British rule. The book examines the effects of British colonial rule, including the consolidation of power in the Punjab, the partition of India. A graphic account is provided of the devastating communal violence, mass exodus, and resettlement of Sikhs during the 1947 partition of India into Pakistan. Modern era challenges, social reforms, and political movement. The book covers movements for religious reforms and social change, such as the Singh Sabha movement and the Akali agitation for control of Sikh shrines. Contemporary issues. The final chapters addressing the challenges faced by the Sikh community in modern India and the diaspora, including issues related to statehood and political demands. Motives. Kushwant Singh's A History of Sikhs explores key motives including the spiritual and social reforms of the Gurus, the establishment of the Khalsa, the struggles for survival and resilience, the rise and fall of the Sikh Empire, and the impact of British rule and later challenges in contemporary times. The narrative also emphasizes the enduring Sikh identity, the importance of equality and justice, and the role of Sikh community in the broader context of Indian history. Founding and spiritual development. Guru Nanak and the early Gurus. The first volume traces the origin of Sikhism and Guru Nanak and details the lives of teachings and contributions of the subsequent nine Gurus. Establishment of the Khalsa, a pivotal moment covered in the creation of the Khalsa by Guru Gobind Singh, which formed a distinct and cohesive Sikh community with a unique identity. Core tenets. Singh highlights central Sikh principles such as devotion to God, rejection of the caste system, and the pursuit of equality and justice. Struggle and identity, resilience and survival. The book chronicles the community's continuous struggles from resistance against foreign domination to their fight for survival as a separate identity. Sikh Empire, Volume 1 concludes with the rise and fall of the powerful Sikh Empire under Maharaja Ranjit Singh, a period of significant political and military achievement. Colonial Impact, Volume 2 examines the profound effect of British colonial rule on the Sikh people and their subsequent role in the independence movement. Contemporary and socio-political themes, modern challenges. The second volume extends the narrative to contemporary times, addressing the modern challenges and changes faced by the Sikh community in India and the diaspora. Cultural context. The work provides a deep understanding of Sikh culture traditions and the socio-political impact with the larger tapestry of Indian history. Symbols. There is no single symbol that represents Kushwant Singh's A History of Sikhs, but rather the two-volume work itself is considered the definitive, authoritative, and accessible account of Sikh history, religion, and culture spanning over 500 years. The series traces the religion's origin with Guru Nanak, its development through the nine gurus, and the compilation of the Guru Granth Sahib and its transformation into the political force, including the Sikh Empire under Maharaja Ranjit Singh. Comprehensive scope. The series covers the social, religious, and political journey of the Sikhs from their founding in the 15th century to the modern day. Authoritative scholarship. Written by the renowned historian Kushwant Singh, the book is based on scholarly archival research and provides deep insight into Sikh philosophy and traditions. Accessible narrative. Despite its scholarly basis, the book is written in a lucid and engaging narrative style, making it suitable for a general audience. Students and enthusiasts of Sikh history focus on key figures and events. It details the contributions of the Sikh gurus, the creation of the Khalsa, the struggles against the Mughals and Afghans, the rise and falls of the Sikh Empire, and the community's subsequent struggles and achievement in colonial and modern India, brings the story up to date, and afterwards, the updated editions by Kushwant Singh's son Rahul Singh provides a contemporary perspective on the Sikh community. थैंक यू। आई होप आज की वीडियो आपको पसंद है। कैसी लगी हमें कमेंट करके बताएं, और अगर कोई डाउट्स या सजेशंस है तो वो भी आप कमेंट सेक्शन में ड्रॉप कर सकते हैं। अगर वीडियो अच्छी लगी तो लाइक, शेयर एंड सब्सक्राइब टू माई चैनल। मिलते हैं कल एक और इन्फॉर्मेटिव वीडियो के साथ शाम 4 बजे। टिल देन कीप वॉचिंग एंड कीप सपोर्टिंग द सोलफुल डायरी। थैंक यू।